Peace.
Peace.
This is Joshua Miller Law, Mr. PhD. You're just now entering the cipher called Real2reel360. KYs.
Peace, God.
Bring that beat in, kid.
Indeed.
Peace.
Yeah. What's going on, party people? Welcome to the Real2reel360 show. Let's get it in. We do the knowledge of wisdom so you can understand. Real2reel360 shows in full command. We changing the game for how it all was taught. From bondage to freedom to an independent thought. Yo, the show is here to bring about a change for real. To lighten everyone so we all know the deal. 360 degrees is a fact. We created the show to give our love back to our communities so we can know what's going on and give them the support from knowledge to born. So if you're ready to learn, then it's time to go. Sit back and relax and enjoy our show. Peace.
Peace and blessings to Allah's mighty 5% nation, the gods and earth, to all the human families of the planet Earth. I bid you a love, peace, and happiness. I salute. I am DJ KYs, a.k.a. Kato, the Black Superhero. Happy New Year to each and every one here and abroad and worldwide and internationally known. You know what I mean? Welcome to the Real to Real. We are back 2024 better than ever. But right now, we're going to get into it. This is our first episode of the year, and we're glad to have this grand special guest and honor on our show. But I'm going to let my co-host with the most, my brother in God, do the righteous thing and bring this young man in the way he does it like nobody else's business. So let's go.
Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Sure enough.
But who am I?
Joshua Miller Law.
Who am I?
Joshua Miller Law.
I can't hear you.
Joshua Miller Law, Mr. PhD.
What it do, what it do. Peace almighty.
Peace to God. Peace. What's going on? Peace to all our followers.
Your audio got knocked out, G. Your audio got knocked out. Your audio. While he's getting it together, peace and blessings to everybody. Everybody, you got to fix his audio in a minute. But as he was saying, man, we like to thank all our followers, our fans and subscribers that supported us throughout these last 3 years coming into the new fourth year coming, 2024. We have a great lineup for you for this year on the run and on the gun. We got great artists, great entertainers, great people, period. All right. So once again, on behalf of Real2reel360, we thank you all for making it possible for us to do what we do all this time. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. Can't thank you enough. But trust and believe, like I said, there's more in store for Real2reel360 on our end to make sure that you have the truth, the righteousness, the power, the love, the energy to do what we do, and let's rock out. All right. We got a whole bunch of people. Let me see who's already in the check-in. Peace and blessings to DJ Richardson. Aha, Miss D. That's my conductress out there. Peace and blessings. Happy New Year. While he's getting everything ready. You know what I mean? So we hope that you have made your preparations for what you intend to do forthcoming in this year to be better than what it was for you last year and excel. That's what it's all about. You get to the next plateau to step up. So the things that you did from then, you make sure if you're doing it now, but you're doing it at a higher rate and a better speed of thought and sound. All right?
Peace. I'm back. I'm in the building, baby.
Yes,
back in the building, man. I don't tell you, man, this new year, man, 2024. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we have the none other than the one and only, the Prince of Southern Soul, singer, songwriter, executive. This man wears so many hats, it's amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome in J-Wonn.
Yo, what's going on, brothers? Y'all doing all right?
Peace and blessings. We're good. How about yourself?
Life, man. Life is always amazing, man, when you're above it.
Yes, better believe it. Better believe it. You can live the story to tell it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay, I want to welcome you on and tell you thank you from the very beginning, that we appreciate you coming in and you taking your time out from your busy schedule. But if you don't mind, could you introduce yourself to all our followers, likers, and subscribers?
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your main man J-Wonn from Jackson, Mississippi. Um, one of the youngest in the Southern Soul world. I'm glad to be here, and I appreciate y'all for tapping in, listening. I hope you guys enjoy the interview.
Definitely, definitely. Hey, J-Wonn, when did you start off in the music?
I started off in the music, man. Um, as far as like singing or as far as writing.
That'd be the whole nine, really.
Well, to be honest with you, man, I used to as far as I can remember myself being able to sing, I remember walking up and down the hallway in my grandma's 2-bedroom apartment, and she used to always have the bathroom door cracked with the light off, but she used to be in there singing out of a hymn book, right? And I used to just walk back and forth and start mimicking whatever she be singing. It's crazy that me and her are the only two in our family that can actually sing other than my kids. So, that's when it really kind of started for me.
Okay.
Now, what was it like for the first time hearing your music on the radio out in Jacktown?
I'm gonna tell you, man. It really wasn't too much of a shock to me because I always dream about my life before it happened. You know what I mean? A brother by the name of Asiatic Black, man, he's one of the OGs down here that all of us look up to when it comes to DJs. And he used to always tell me, man, he like, yo, Jay, bro, you got it, bro. You got it, brother. He used to always say, he said, you got it, brother. Just stay at it. You know what I mean? Just stay at it. And look at me now, man.
Bless.
Definitely, bro. It's definitely a blessing because when we was talking and to really think about it, you changed the game when you came in. You honestly
Yeah,
changed
man.
the game when you came in and you made moves happen that opened the doors for a lot of people. And a lot of artists don't realize the actual work that you have put in over the years and how easier you made it for a lot of them,
Yeah,
and
man.
want to speak for that, bro. You know what I mean? Because a
I
lot of people
appreciate
don't
it.
know that it's more than just what you're doing for us with your music, your songwriting, and things like that. It's actually being a music exec. How do you
Yeah, man.
how do you balance all of that? Being a music exec, being an artist, you know what I'm saying, being a dad, you know what I mean, family man. How do you honestly balance all that?
I'm gonna tell you, I basically learned to just do, bro. You know what I mean? You wake up and you just do. You feel me? I don't even let my mind frame think about what's in front of me. I just wake up and do. You know what I mean? Whatever my task is, whatever task God put on me that day to do, I just try my best to accomplish it in the best way possible.
Definitely. You know, what was like your inspiration to get into the music business? Because was there anything that you was doing prior to singing?
Um, no, man, I've been leading songs in church, man, since I was like 8 years old, man. You know what I mean? Like I've been had a mic in my hand, like yay high. You know what I mean? Like man, like it started young, man. Like it started young, for real, for real.
So with everything being said, your first song, you got this song, got this record, and this would open the door for you. When you made this song, what was the inspiration behind all of that?
Um, my uncle was going through a situation, and I was going through a situation. You know what I mean? I had just had my first child, and it was a little rough on me. And my uncle, which I looked up to as a father, he was going through some things. And man, the song just came to me, man, in a dream, man. Like, and I just woke up and started just singing it in my phone, and before I knew it, it was a hit.
Wow, that's amazing. Hey, yo, K, let's get
You
this here
know it.
popping.
Let's go, man. We got this. I got this record, his first hit right here with none other than J-Wonn. Let's go.
I never thought this could happen to me. The day I found out that my woman was cheating on me. I got this record that I She meant so much to me. The love I gave her was so unconditionally. Ooh. And this woman had me wrapped around the palm of her hand. I thought I could trust her, but she was cheating with another man. I got this record that I wanna play about the woman that cheated on me. I got this record that I wanna play about the woman that cheated on me. She cheated with Jody, she cheated with Tom, she cheated with Paul, oh, but she left me for John. Hey, I got this record that I wanna play about the woman that cheated on me. I caught him at the grocery store, I caught him in the mall, saw him at the casino, but my grandma even caught him at bingo. Caught him at the nail shop, cousin even caught him at the stoplight. But when I saw him in my room, Lord, when I saw him in my room, no, I got this record that I wanna play about the woman that cheated on me. I got this record that I wanna play about the woman that cheated on me. She cheated with Jody, she cheated with Tom, she cheated with Paul, oh, but she left me for John. Hey, I got this record that I wanna play about the woman that cheated on me. Yeah. Oh my, my. Yeah, Lord, I got this record that I wanna play about this woman that cheated on me. Yeah.
That's it right there. I got this record. Now let me tell you, that's something hot. That's something hot.
Yes.
You know, it's funny because now I'm gonna say like this: I don't know how old you are, but if I was to go and listen to that and compare hearing the voice, I'd be like, what this young man know about? You understand what I'm saying? But your words resonate on a lot of levels with different men. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
man.
the OGs be like, nah, he must have got that from me somehow. I had to do something. He must have seen one of our shows or something. You know, that was peace, man, because a lot of people can relate. I know we can.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, did Asiatic Black Men used to do the parties at Jackson State?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Asiatic Black is one of the biggest DJs still in the city. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because he one of us. he righteous. So,
Yeah, I already, you know what I
ago.
mean? Already.
Yeah. I met the guy years ago down there in Tunica at the casino. But when it comes down to music and your collaboration, do you pick and choose who you want to collaborate with? Do you pick and choose who you want to write songs with? How did
Absolutely.
that process go?
Absolutely, man. I only write songs for, like, most of the time a song will come to me for somebody. You know what I mean? Or like if an artist reach out to me for me to write them a record, depending on who they are, is gonna determine if I write them a record or not. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's still the music business and it gotta make sense. You know what I mean?
Has there ever been like an artist to maybe catch your eye or whatever you heard them be like, you know what? Maybe I'd like to, do something for them or send them something, see how they sound what I got in
Yeah,
mind.
man. I'm gonna be on. Yeah, I done sent like when I first started out. I sent the OGs like man like when I first started out. I wrote a whole album for Sir Charles. I wanted him to cut. You know what I mean? Like I wrote a whole album because when I first got into the Southern Soul blues world, it was back when CDs was still jumping. I went and got the Love Machine album by Johnny Taylor. I mean the Love Machine album by Sir Charles, and I went and got the Good Love album by Johnny Taylor. And I sat on those two albums for about 3 months. That's all I listened to. You know, and I had wrote a whole album for Charles, but I never got around to getting him to cut it. So I just got to the point to where I was like, you know what? I'm gonna write so many hits for myself to where when people start reaching out, Lenny Williams was the first one to actually reach out.
Wow.
Brother Lenny Williams, man. Lenny Williams, he was just about to turn 70. And he was like, Jay, man, you know, I see what you're doing, man. If you don't mind, I want to see if I can climb that mountain one more time. And he was the first one. He actually was the first one to pay me to write a record too. Yeah, man.
Shout out to Lenny Williams.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Real
shout
talk.
out to Lenny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, when it comes down to your writing and things like that, how did you learn how to write records? What was the process of you learning how to write?
For me, man, if it ain't got a message in it, then I don't write it. You know what I mean? Like everything. When people think about J-Wonn music, my music is nothing but emotion. You know what I mean? I don't want to make you dance, bro. That ain't what I'm here for. You know what I mean? That ain't what I'm here for. I'm here to help you get through. You know what I mean? I'm here to let you know somebody else out there going through the same thing you going through. I'm that guy. I write from that space. You know what I'm saying? So 90% of my records is gonna always be, you ain't the only one going through these type of situations. You feel me? Like that's me. You know, my music is the one you play on your way to the club with that girl, to where you already got her before y'all even go in the club. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got the message in the bottle.
Absolutely. Like that's me right there. I ain't trying to get on the dance floor. You know what I'm saying? We let everybody else do that. I'm trying to get in the bed.
Yeah. Hey, J-Wonn, I always tell cats, man, I said folks in Mississippi be trying to be out the club by 11 o'clock. It doesn't open the door by 8. We try and get out there by 11 so we get to the dirty curtain.
Yeah, it's already understanding. We ain't trying, nah, man. Heck no. You trying to get shot?
He ain't trying to be there all night. Right. Nobody trying to be in there all night. You know what I mean? But when it comes down to, who was your first collaboration?
As far as me featuring with somebody?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as far as you featuring.
My first collaboration was when I wrote I co-wrote this record called Cowgirl with my brother Big Yayo. That was my first collaboration. I wrote a lot of records for him on his first album. That was my first collaboration though.
Definitely. When you think about Southern Soul and you talk about some of the top artists, of course, a lot of them say Tucker, a lot of them say, different names that are on that list.
Yeah.
But your name is at the top of that list right along with them. And it's not just as a composer, it's a writer, and as a businessman. And how do you receive that part, that people is actually acknowledging you for your work and they see the behind the scenes that you do?
You know what's crazy, man? That's why I just started my company, a new company this year called The Man Behind the Pen. You know what I mean? Because the reality of it, a lot of people don't know how many records I've actually written in this business. You know what I mean? How many records I've been able to co-produce. Some of them I can talk about, some of them I choose not to talk about just because, you know how it go. But
right,
man, once they started it's this podcast they just started called the R&B Money Podcast, right?
Okay.
And I finally had the luxury of understanding who Babyface really is. And once I understood his story of who he really is, I've been chasing that bag ever since.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of people think I want to be J-Wonn. J-Wonn is just he was the start. You feel me? I'm trying to just really be the man behind the pen. You know what I mean? Because J-Wonn got to miss football games. He got to miss basketball games. Sometimes he got to miss funerals. You know what I mean? But the man behind the pen, if I can write a record and make somebody else successful and still provide for my family at the same time, that's the guy I want to be.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. And with speaking toward that, it's honestly you can see that you're a student of the game. You do your history, you sit down and you watch those that come before you. Who was the individual that you watched the most that made an impact on your career?
Musically?
Yes.
We can start with that.
Man, I'd be lying to y'all if I told you it wasn't R. Kelly, man. It was R. Kelly 1,000,000%.
Okay.
1,000,000%. And the thing about it was, I've been watching what he wrote for people. See, a lot of people stuck on Kells. I wasn't stuck on Kells. You know what I mean? Kells was right for everybody. I like B2K. He writing for them. I'm Pretty Ricky. He writing for them. I'm like, man, bro. Like, I was a credit guy. I was the guy to go buy the CD back in the day and look at the credits.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how I really was like, okay, Kells the guy. You know what I mean? Because his name was always on the credits.
Right.
So that what made me start listening to him even more.
Wow. In the business side of it, like as far as making sure you get what's definitely deserving to you and to make sure that nobody tries to undermine you. How strong of an influence from somebody had to you to say, hey, listen, along with what you're doing, you really need to know the in-depths, in and outs of the business side.
So just to sum it up pretty short, when I first graduated high school in 2008, I had the luxury of signing. They don't even do these type of deals no more. But I had the luxury of signing an artist development deal with Soulja Boy's father.
Okay.
And Soulja Boy at the time was probably the first artist to ever blow from YouTube. So his father taught me the internet game, and then he taught me just enough of it. But then I ended up meeting a brother by the name of Robert Gonzalez, who owns the distribution company Music Access. And he taught me, he basically gave me the book. Like he gave me the book of it. You feel me? And ever since then, I just combine all the knowledge that I get. You know what I mean? And but he taught me the book of it. Soulja Boy Daddy always taught me to make sure I own my music. But as far as the other side of it, yeah, brother Robert Gonzalez taught me the book, like step by step, how it's supposed to go.
Now, when it comes down to artists trying to come up and they asking you your advice, what is the advice that you give them as an artist, and what is the advice that you give them as a music exec?
Well, me first, as far as an artist, I always tell artists, if you're looking to go viral, I'm not the guy to talk to. You know what I mean? Because I'm not the guy that I'm not the guy that jumped out of a plane and landed on top of the mountain and I didn't have a parachute or nothing. See, that's what happens when people go viral. I'm the guy that went to that same mountain, drove my car, walked through the forest, came up on that mountain, but I had my book bag with me, I had my camper with me, I had everything I needed as far as tools to get to the top of that mountain. You get what I'm saying?
There you go.
I'm that guy. If you trying to get it a quick rip, I'm not the quick rip. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get it out the mud, then we're gonna climb up, But the thing about getting it out the mud and getting it the hard way, you ain't gotta worry about falling off that mountain because you got the tools to climb back down that mountain. You got the tools to create your own cave inside that mountain and choose to go up or down when you get ready. Any people who go viral, bro, they just jump out of a plane with no parachute and land on top of a mountain, man. They really be stranded and be lost. You know what I mean? So that's what I tell most artists is be consistent, be prepared, be strategic. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like on the business side, I always tell artists when I first meet them, do you got an ASCAP or BMI? Do you got a Google AdSense account? Do you understand the distribution company that you're going through? Do you have an LLC or a label that your EIN, all that? I talk to them about that before we even talk about music. Because if you ain't got that, then call me when you get that.
Right.
That's how many times have you encountered individuals who didn't have that or
It's
didn't
a
understand the actual business of it?
90% of the artists in Southern Soul today don't even understand it. 90% of the artists in Southern Soul today not even recouping all of their money. Because the thing about it is, I always tell people 90% of these artists are trusting a computer. That's who they put their trust into. You know what I mean? Distro Kid doesn't have an address to where you can pull up on somebody and talk to them. TuneCore ain't got no address where you, well, now they do. Now they starting to put it out there. You know what I mean? But I tell them, if I can't pull up on you, man, and talk about my music, talk about my analytics, and talk about my streaming, then what you doing, man? You might well go and create your avatar, because that's who you talking to. You know what I mean? You right here talking to your AI. You trust in the operating system, man, and that's where a lot of them get lost at in this business. That's why a lot of them think they making money, but they really not. They just surviving.
Now, what do you think is the next step for J-Wonn?
The next step for me, man, is to continue to write these records. I'm continuing to pray that my brothers and sisters starting to trust somebody that look like them. That's one of the biggest problems in our genre that we have. You know what I mean? They don't trust somebody that look like them. They think that you want to win off them. I'm already winning.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm already winning. So if I'm trying to help you out, how can I help you? Period. It's not how can I help you help me. I want to help you so one day when I leave this earth, you may help my child. Or your son may know what I did for you, and your son helped my child. That's what I'm trying to do. The problem in our business is everybody think that, oh, he trying to take from me. He trying to do. No, bro, I'm good, bro. You know what I mean? One of the few that is good, man. I wish these guys
Now,
would really, really, really start a union.
Have you thought about
and
putting that
that's something I
together?
wanted to ask you. Right.
So what I do is every time an artist come out that's really, really popping, I reach out to them and I try my best to give them my counseling to the best of my ability if they choose to continue to get it. Most of them, once they get to running, once they start to get a little traction, you don't hear from them no more. You know how it is. You know what I mean? It's like creating your own Barbie.
Right.
You take a girl from nothing and then you doll her up. Now she getting money. You know, she thinks she can go out there and do a thing. You know what I mean? But one thing I learned about the book is there's different chapters in the book. Just because I gave you chapter 1 don't mean you know chapter 2. And a lot of them, they move too quick, man. And that's where they be losing the game at because I'm still learning.
There you go. That's truth right there. Truth
Now,
right there.
that's the education and the artist development, you know what I mean, process a lot of times that individuals are missing when it comes down to Southern Soul. Um
Yeah, man.
and being a student of the game.
And it's
And
hurting us, bro.
but right
It's hurting
now
us.
I want to it's definitely hurting the artist development part is definitely hurting. And not understanding your publishing, not understanding your royalties, not understanding your mechanical rights, none of that stuff. That's it's hurting. So a lot of times they don't even get the money that's for the what's that the performance act. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Performance
man. Your
royalties. They
performance
don't
royalties,
know
man.
anything about that.
Yeah, man.
And then, you know what I mean? So we got to definitely do that. Shout out to DJ Dre in the building. Shout out to our big sis
So,
Kim. Get well, baby. We love you. You know what I'm saying? Um, Red is in the building. Much love, sweetheart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, but Right now, we want to move on. We want to move on with Mr. J-Wonn.
Yeah, man.
So let's talk about Move On. When did you write that one? What was the inspiration behind that?
So, we all know, the world, everybody know that the beginning of 2020, we got shut down. The world got shut down. Or was it 19? The end of 19?
In the 19 moving into 2020.
1920.
Yeah, end of 19 moving into 2020, right? The world got shut down. So right around the time the world got shut down, a brother by the name of Rance Allen passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm one of the ones, when people of that caliber pass away, I tell God to send me their energy. Send me their energy. You know what I mean? Send me their musical energy. Send me their energy. So at that time, my auntie was going through some things, and I overheard her and my mom having a conversation. And she said, she was like, Ruby, the feeling, my mom name is Ruby. She was like, the feeling ain't there no more. And as I'm walking, my mom was living with me at the time. I'm like, dang, if the feeling ain't there no more, then why you still there? So I was like, if the feeling don't stay there, why you still lay there? And then I was thinking about Rance Allen in my mind. So when you listen to this record, you're going to hear that spiritual feeling of something about the name Jesus.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then the words just came like that. And that's how I wrote Move On. And it was a perfect record to drop, because right after that, they released us from quarantine. It was a perfect record to drop at that time, man.
Yeah, Rance Allen, man, make forever rest in peace, was a good brother.
Yeah, man.
So very, very well known and very well loved in the gospel era.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he changed the game, him and his family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, well, why don't you go ahead and then introduce this jam for us right here for everybody.
Yo, this is Move On by J-Wonn.
All right, let's get it.
You know, I know somebody out there need to hear this. Somebody that's scared to start over, scared to move on. But I got a message for you. J-Wonn.
If the feeling don't stay there, then why you still lay there? It's time to move on. It's time to move on. If the feeling don't stay there, then why you still lay there? It's time to move on. It's time to move on. I know you're scared, because I've been there before. Afraid to take that step of walking out the door, because you don't want to be alone, living in a world feeling unloved. So you rather stay there, even though there is no trust. Feeling don't stay there, then why you still lay there? It's time to move on. 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 If the feeling don't stay there, then why you still lay there? It's time to move on. 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 He may take care of you, but that's not all he's supposed to do. What about your feelings, girl? And your emotions too? What about when you're down and you need someone to comfort you? What about your ghost, girl? Do he support those too? If the feeling don't stay there, then why you still lay there? It's time to move on. 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 If the feeling don't stay there, then why you still lay there? It's time to move on. It's time to move on. It's time to move on. It's time lazy. It's time to move on. Girl, it's time to move on. It's time to move on. Girl, it's time to move on. If the feeling don't stay there, if the feeling don't stay there, why you still lazy? It's time to move on. You should have been happy. And it's time to move on. It's time to move on. If the feeling don't stay there, if the feeling's already gone, why you still lazy? No, why you still at home? It's time to move on. 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 If the feeling don't stay there, girl, if the feeling don't stay there, why you still lazy? I'm here to tell you, girl, it's time to move on. It's time for you to leave. No matter the cost. No matter the cost.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Time to move on. The one and only
Time to
J-Wonn.
move.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. Hey,
Definitely.
shout out to MC Cookie in the building. Shout out to Kimberly Isaiah in the building. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Hey, bro, how you know what I'm saying? Not saying that you mad younger than us or whatever the case may be, but have that smooth voice and that delivery. Like your artist development started young inside your home, and then you was able to branch out and grow in the music. How was that process really now when you look back and you say see all the things you have accomplished and there's things that you still want to accomplish? What are those?
Well, man, to be honest with you, first off, I'm real tapped into the universe. First off. Secondly, like I have my band members, right? Like my band members are the only guys that's around my age, but I
Right.
don't talk to my band every day. Like I got a partner named Jonathan Gibbs out of the DC area. Me and Gibbs, we talk every day. Gibbs may be between 48 to 50, possibly maybe older, you know what I mean? And my brother Robert Gonzalez, which is also my mentor, Robert is 51. So I've always surrounded myself around wisdom. I've never been one of them guys to, I used to be like, you know what I mean, like the fly on the wall, you know what I mean? I always like to be around the OGs, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So I learned a lot, like I learned how to observe people and listen. You know what I mean? Like by me being a barber, being in a barber shop, I got a lot of my songs through the shop, just listening to
Mhm,
conversations. You know what I mean? So all of that really just it just, man, the universe molded me, man. Like the struggle, I grew up in the projects. So it's just a lot of things that just molded me, man. But I always tell people love molded me the most though. Cause I got a loving family, man. My grandma, my mom, we ain't have too much, but we was loved. You know what I mean? So as long as my music can make you feel some type of way, I knew I can get you. You know what I mean? Like I knew that I was gonna be able to be successful. You know what I mean? Because I never really wanted to be liked. I wanted to be loved. You know what I mean? A lot of people want to be liked. I ain't want to be liked. I wanted to be loved. I want you to be able to count on me musically. You know what I'm saying? So,
definitely.
I mean, hey, coming out of COVID, man, I feel like that was the right record.
My thing is this here, like to listen to that song, right? That's a relationship song. You can put that song in anything right at this moment. Coming out of COVID, coming out of relationships, whatever the case may be, even coming from a job, you know,
Yeah, man.
that's that song is something that definitely you can put in different formats. Definitely pit bulls in the skirt, MC Cookie, Valerie Taylor. Appreciate y'all coming in. But like you said, you know, what I mean, you got a lot, gained a lot of knowledge from the old heads, and being in Mississippi, Southern Soul blues or blues was the main music that was being played there.
Still
Um,
is. Still
yeah,
is.
still is. When it comes down to when you first started, you was considered a Southern soul R&B artist, a soul R&B artist. What was it about Southern soul itself that made you say, like, I want to do this here instead of
Well,
just
you
go straight R&B?
well, I never categorized myself, man. That's one thing I never did. You know what I mean? I went with the community that accepted me. You feel me? I went with the
Mhm.
community that accepted my music because I never said I was gonna write a Southern soul song. You get what I'm saying? I just said I was gonna write
Right.
what felt good. You know what I mean? Like what'll make somebody fall in love or what'll make somebody cry. And just so happened they was like, one, that's Southern soul, bro. You know what I mean? And when they said that, that's when I went and bought those albums. You know what I mean? That's when I went and bought, the Love Machine album and Good Love album. I'm like, oh man, so these people talking about the same stuff I'm talking about at 16. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, if that's what they say it is, then that's what it is. But I never was one of the ones to say I am this or I am that. You know what I mean?
How important is it to
Yeah.
emphasize to people to own their masters? Because people may have a different idea when it comes to what is exactly owning your own masters. So could you elaborate on that a little bit?
So the key to honor your masters. Well, first off, let me just say this, and I know it's a lot of artists, it's a lot of big time artists in our world that don't own their masters. Some of their biggest hits they don't own them. And I'm not gonna say they made a mistake because depending on where you are in your life at that time, if you need a financial gain, then you got to make a sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So a lot of artists, especially a lot of the OGs that don't own they masters, they probably was in a position back in the day to where they didn't have the internet. You get what I'm saying? Back in the day, you needed that radio budget.
That's right.
You feel me? So back in the day, you needed that machine to be behind you to get you going, to make your name a household name. So to a lot of them that don't own their masters, I'm not gonna say that they made the wrong choice. You know what I mean? Because depending on the situation that they was in their life at the time, they made the correct decision. But to answer your question, I'll tell anybody, if you got kids, if you got nieces, if you got nephews, if you want to give them an advantage in life, keep your masters. Own your masters. Because your masters ain't for you. It's for the people that you're leaving behind when you leave this earth. That's who the masters are for. Because they the one that really gonna eat off your masters. When you're not alive no more, you can't go do a concert, but people still playing your music, they still buying your music. Those are the ones who gonna eat.
Now I got a question with that. With the independent artists, don't you already own your masters?
It all depends on what type of deal they go through. You know what I mean? Like some people get distribution deals and they get advances. A lot of artists get out here getting advances through distribution deals.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that that's the wrong thing. Depending on where you are in your life at that time, then that may be the right decision to make at that time. You know, because a lot of people are not future thinkers. They're today thinkers. They living in the moment. So I'm not knocking nobody who go out and get advances. You know what I'm saying? But to answer your question, a lot of independent artists are not independent artists. They're independent performers because a lot of them don't even own the music that they performing.
Wow, that's interesting. That's interesting. And can you break down that part, because that was a jewel right there, whether people realize it or not? Being an independent artist and an independent performer, could you break that down a little bit? That was a nice little jewel. I appreciate that.
So an independent performer is somebody who their likeliness, they're using their likeliness, they're using their face, they're using their name, they're using their gift of song, their voice. Some of them probably didn't write the songs. They don't own the beats. But to the world, the music is listed under them. The music says featuring this guy or this guy sung it such and such. They'll just say this is Tom and the song is called Feel Good. You know what I mean? So all they know is Tom. But they don't know that Tom is only the performer of their music.
Right.
Because every time a radio played, every time it's in a commercial, a movie, every time it's streamed, Tom don't get a dime of that unless he unless he got a certain deal in a certain way. But as far as ownership, he don't own the masters. That's what happened when you don't own your masters.
Right.
But when you own your masters, you may not get a total percentage of it because, again, you still got to break bread with the distribution company because they're distributing your music. But you still have the right to take your music anywhere you want to take it in the world under your own, you know, however you want to move with it. If you want to leave that company today, if your contract is up, then you can leave that company. You get what I'm saying? And take all of your belongings with you. You know what I mean? It's like it's almost like going to an airport and parking your car, and once you fly back in, you can drive off. But when you go to an airport and you got a rental, you can't take that rental. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because you don't own that rental.
Right.
Absolutely.
You gotta put that back.
You got to put that back because you don't own it.
Yeah.
Now I know that your time is real limited, and we got to get into this new single of yours. Why not? What was the inspiration behind Why Not? What was going on? What was the thing that made you want to write Why Not?
So this year make 10 years of I Got This Record, which was my first hit record in Southern Soul and Blues. I was the one that was being cheated on. So being that it was coming up on the 10-year anniversary, why not write another cheating record? I haven't wrote a cheating record since I Got This Record. You know what I mean? So being that it's been 10 years, I'm like, why not? You know what I mean? That's my whole slogan for 2024 is why not 2024?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I came up with this record right here because the story of I Got This Record continues. I mean, why not?
Definitely.
All right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Why Not by Mr. J-Wonn. Let's get it, K. Let's get it, man.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, sad face?
Just found out my girl been seeing someone else.
Tell me about it.
But for real? You gonna do something similar with your man?
Yeah.
Crazy, huh? You know, we could just get up out of here.
J-Wonn, yeah, man. Girl, why not? You and me get together, and girl, why not? Why not, baby? You said your man been cheating on you, and my girl been doing the same too. So, girl, why not? Why not, baby? I know they say two wrongs don't make it right, but tonight I'm not trying to make it right. This pain I feel is hurting me so deep, to the point I can barely even sleep. Having nightmares thinking about her laid up with him. I should have known this girl was no good when she said her name was Kim. Girl, why not? You and me get together, and girl, why not? Why not, baby? You said your man been cheating on you, and my girl been doing the same too. So, girl, why not? Why not, baby? Now I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but if you're feeling me, cause right now I'm feeling you, we might as well get up out of here, gonna have some fun while the night's still young. If you get caught, then blame it on him. If I get caught, I'ma blame it on her. We're both broken hearted, so we might as well heal together. Girl, why not? You and me get together, and girl, why not? Why not, baby? You said your man been cheating on you, and my my girl been doing the same too. So girl, why not? Why not, baby? See, the thing is, you know it's not a coincidence, right? You're in here by yourself, and I just so happen to walk in. I'm having problems with my girl. You having problems with your man. I mean, I ain't saying things are meant to be, but things are meant to be sometimes. So if you don't mind, might as well get up out of here. I mean, why not? Why not? Girl, why not? Why not, baby? You and me get together. And girl, why not? Why not, baby? Why not, baby? Tell me why not? You said your man been cheating on you. And my girl been doing the same too. So girl, why not? Why not, baby? Girl, why not?
Man, that's
Why not, man?
fire right there. That's fire right there. That is fire
That's
right there.
Beat and all. Speaking of that, when you do your music productions, do you mostly arrange, or you got a team with you?
Yeah, man. So what I do is I'm like the DJ Khaled and the Puff Daddies. Like I can't play nothing, but I direct everything. You know what I mean?
Got you.
Yeah, man.
Got you. That's what's up.
Now, I just got a text saying that you have some perfume, some cologne that you done
Yeah,
started
man. Yeah,
getting
man.
into the fragrance business.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've been into it now going on 2 years now, man. So you know, at these concerts when you're taking pictures with your fans and your supporters, they used to always ask me what I got on, right?
Right.
And I was like, damn, man, I'm really sitting up here advertising somebody else's cologne, bro. I was like, man, nah, heck nah. So I had to do some investigating and find out how I can get my own. And now I do have, you know, J-Wonn for her, which is a perfume fragrance, and I also have J-Wonn for men, which is a cologne, man. And it's been doing real good actually.
You know we got to get some of that. You know we got to get
Yeah,
some
most
of that
definitely.
right there. We got to get some of that.
Hey, bro, I most definitely will mail y'all out of what the ladies like to call the goodie pack, bro. I'll make sure I mail y'all out one, bro.
I appreciate
Real.
that, bro.
All right.
Real stuff. Hey, but J-Wonn, we know that your time is very limited, and we coming to the end of the show. But I wanted to take the time out to thank you coming on and being an artist that you are. You know, we know that your time is very limited, and want to just thank you for coming on.
And you know what's crazy, bro? How many years ago it been since when y'all asked me to do this interview?
Man, I think I hit you every year, once or twice a year.
So I'm gonna tell you something. You know, I'm gonna tell you something on the real. I haven't did an interview at all since neither. This is my first one, bro. This is my first one. I ain't did one with nobody. So you know what I mean?
Well, we are
and
honored.
I think that's the reason why they mad at us. We was the one that got the first one, but we appreciate.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, man. Again, I listen to the universe, bro. You know what I mean? And I can tell just on how you brothers introduce yourself that it was meant to happen. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Appreciate that. Yeah. But I want to shout out Red, you know what I'm saying, for making this connection, making this thing happen. You know what I mean? Because
for sure,
she was definitely instrumental on this connection right here, and appreciate that so much and all that she's done. You know, and all she does.
Salute that. Facts.
You know what I mean? Salute, Red. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now. Hey, yo, K, I gotta hear "Why Not" on the way out. So why not play it again?
Well, let's get it in. First of all, before we do that, let you know right now, J-Wonn, our brother, man, listen, you ain't got a home away from home. You got a home right here on Real2reel360. We appreciate you. We thank you and hope that you can come back. And anytime there's anything we can do for you, don't hesitate to let us know, and we got you. What's up, Jay?
I already love, man. I appreciate that.
Hey, there's a question. Want to know how can they get your merchandise?
All they got to do is go to www.j1.com, or to make it easier for them, they can go to my Instagram page or just Google J-Wonn website. It'll pop right up. You know what I mean? Because nowadays, when you go to like Instagram and Facebook, it's so many scammers, man. It's best to just Google it nowadays.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's a
Check out
fact.
his
That's a
website.
fact, man.
And let's get into why not. Let's get into
No
why
doubt,
not.
no
And
doubt.
tomorrow, check out Too Smooth on here. And on Wednesday, Urban Mystery.
Yeah. Much love and respect to J-Wonn, ladies and gentlemen, on the Real2reel360. We doing it for you and yours. Happy New Year to each and everybody out here. And we will see you when we see you. You know the deal. #1 rated podcast, baby. Right here.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, why such a sad face?
Just found out my girl been seeing someone else.
Tell me about it.
But for real? You gonna do something similar with your man?
Yeah.
Crazy, huh? You know, we could just get up out of here.
J-Wonn, yeah, man. Girl, why not? You and me get together. And girl, why not? Why not, baby? You said your man been cheating on you. And my girl been doing the same too. So girl, why not? Why not, baby? I know they say two wrongs don't make it right, but tonight I'm not trying to make it right. This pain I feel is hurting me so deep, to the point I can barely even sleep. Having nightmares thinking about her, played up with him. I should've known this girl was no good when she said her name was Kim. Girl, why not? You and me get together, and girl, why not? Why not, baby? You said your man been cheating on you, and my girl been doing the same too. So girl, why not? Why not, baby? Now I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but if you're feeling me, cause right now I'm feeling you, we might as well get up out of here, gonna have some fun while the night's too young. If you get caught, then blame it on him. If I get caught, I'ma blame it on her. We're both broken hearted, so we might as well heal together. Girl, why not? You and me get together, and girl, why not? Why not, baby? You said your man been cheating on you, and my girl been doing the same too.
You can hear great music like this by J-Wonn himself on Real2reel360 Radio, as streaming on Live 365. All right, 24/7. Don't forget, on behalf of Joshua Law, Mr. PhD, I am DJ KY's Allah. We salute. Peace to Allah's mighty 5% nation. To all the humans on the human families on the planet Earth, we say peace. We are out of here, y'all.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we starting to come to the end of the show. Right now, I want to take the time out and thank our guests for coming on. Also, too, we want to make sure that y'all listening and subscribing, and tell a friend and keep sharing, because we're going to keep bringing y'all the real content. You know what I mean? So, DJ KY's, my brother, take us up out of here, son.
True
Peace.
I want to give a big shout out to the nation of gods and nurses. To all the human families on the planet Earth, I say peace. But to our subscribers, those who continue to watch and listen to the show each and every time we come on, I give a big shout out of love, peace, and happiness to you. The peace of man, woman, and child of the you and I verse. It's time for us to disperse. We bring the best, not the worst. We thank you once again for tuning in to the Real 360. Bring a friend to hit that like and subscribe, so we continue to grow, to bring more knowledge and wisdom to you upon our show. You make it possible for us to do what we do. Now it's time I end it just the way I